So, welcome to today's masterclass. And you're wondering, where am I this time? I am away teaching medical intuitive practitioners. So, I'm in a different place again. And they're all still asleep because we've got a sleepover place as well. So, I'm secretly doing the masterclass. I wanted to be there for you. And today's masterclass is all about you have a pattern that is you. Now, quite often, and I'm just going to leave this image up for a moment. Quite often, people talk about, oh, you've got a pattern that's sabotaging you, that's bad, that's wrong, that's whatever. In business school, we don't want to focus on that. We want to focus on the pattern that is you. And some of you, I am very, very blessed because you've actually come with me to Egypt, to the White Desert, to here. The pattern here. When people go here, there is nothing. There's no internet. We actually camp with the traditional Bedouins. They cook a beautiful meal. They set up the tents. They play music for us. And it's just exquisite. And the reason that I take people here is to be in touch with the pattern that is you, not the pattern that is not you. So what does that all mean? And by the way, it's the most amazing sunny place linked to Atlantis. It's just extraordinary. I love, love, love taking people there. And I never camped until I went to the White Desert. So the pattern that is you. So if you have a pattern that is you, it's the pattern connected on a science level to what's called the RNA. Everyone knows about the DNA, and the DNA is I've got curly hair, brown eyes, olive skin. But if we break down the DNA to RNA, there is an actual holographic memory on a chemical and spiritual level that's a mirror image of something else. And these are all patterns. And that's something else. We can call it God, Source, Allah. I call it the absolute. And it's a mirror image of that. That thing creates patterns in the physical form. So the pattern could be my hair being curly. The pattern could be cells regenerating, the stomach cell regenerating to be a stomach. There's a pattern. If I'm not actually wearing a pattern outfit today, but let's pretend I'm wearing a checkered shirt, that's a pattern. There's a design, a look, and a way of being. That's DNA. The RNA part of us says if you're a mirror image of the absolute, then you are the pattern of the absolute. You are a mirror identical. This is in module 3, medical intuition, and also in essences, when we make vibrational essences in the workbooks, those who've done the course. And when we're saying you are a pattern, you have a pattern that is you, we are saying that the pattern that's you is you are always lovable, loving, love, love. Everything always works out. That you can be, do have anything. That is our natural pattern. And it's really important that I share this in wintertime, Southern Hemisphere, as I record this, because in winter it's a new beginnings, and we're about to go into the chrysalis of July to reconnect with our pattern that anything and everything is doable. Reconnect with the pattern of who are we really, remembering us, remembering all of our talents, our gifts, and our challenges are our gifts, as I write in the Millennium Children book. And that if I know my pattern is that I can make anything happen, no matter what's happened in my life, then that pattern becomes stronger than the ego mind that says, da, da, da. So sometimes in the modalities in the 3D world, we have people saying, you've got a pattern of sabotage. You've got a pattern of blowing all your money. You've got a pattern of always eating badly. You've got a pattern of attracting bad relationships. I'm going the very basic that people seem to have challenges with in the 3D paradigm. It's not a pattern. It is a behavior because the actual pattern is, I just get so excited because I just think if you guys can get this, the pattern is that you are amazing and lovable. That's it. That's the actual pattern. but you've got some behaviors that you're doing that are not aligned with who you really are. So let's take money as an example, because everyone wants to go, well, money's great, all the rest of it. But if we really don't understand this, money's not great, because you can have a whole heap of money and be as miserable as anything. So you have a pattern that's you, which is abundance. And that abundance is you can be creative, you can create money, you can do a job or a business that creates money. But all of a sudden, you notice that every time you get a lump sum of money, it was say it's $100. Every time you get $100, you spend it. It's gone. The pattern, supposedly, it's gone until the bank account's empty again. It's not a pattern. That is a behavior that you're doing that is out of line with the pattern. So let's pretend again I'm wearing the checkered shirt. That's my pattern. Then I go and do a behavior that is not aligned with my checkered shirt. That behavior might be I put on a skirt with pink spots. That's going to look very clashed out and horrible. And it's going to actually make me feel quite jagged as well. And so that behavior that I'm doing is something that has been triggered by not being aligned with the memory of traditional, original, ancestral, whatever human word you want to call it. I call it original. So if you have a pattern as you, what is your pattern as you? Let's investigate this. And I really encourage you to be curious this week to explore this pattern of you. Is the pattern of you kind? Is the pattern of you, and I'm going to say this slowly just so I can what? Kind? Is the pattern of you generous? Is the pattern of you forgiving? Is the pattern of you loving? Is the pattern of you compassionate? Is the pattern of you vulnerable? Is the pattern of you innocent? Is the pattern of you fun? Now, if you notice all of these things, that's in your core essence. And there's a whole heap more. As I said, I really invite you to investigate these patterns. Do I know that that's all of you? Well, again, I invite you to be curious that, let's say, is the pattern of you kindness? How many times do you go out into the world, to the supermarket, to the chemist, to the petrol station, the basics, and you fill up, and then as you go to pay, someone pushes in front of you, and, oh, you're a little bit triggered by that, but you don't go back out into the world and resentful and get every single person because another person pushed you. You're still kind. Your pattern is to be kind. Where it can come unstuck is when you're not kind mind to you. So if you have a pattern to be kind, which I know you all do, why? Because you guys connect with me and I see your kindness on whatever way it is, whether it's traveling a mystery school, medical tuition, whatever it is. If that pattern is you to be kind, why do you deny it? I'll say it again. Why do you deny it? Why do you deny that pattern? Why do you deny the pattern of being loving? Why do you deny the pattern of, let's say, food, for example? A lot of people say, oh, I should eat healthy and I should eat and I should and I should. Stop the shoulds. Shoulds affect the lymphatic system, and that's where we hold guilt. And when we're holding all this guilt, it clogs up the lymphatic system and the digestive system, etc. Stop. So no more shoulds. So what if you actually do eat well? So I got a secret. Oh my goodness me. I don't eat lollies and stuff. But whilst I've been staying in this house with the clients, with the students, and it's not their fault, I take full responsibility. They had a task to do where they had to build a building using marshmallows and pasta. So that's uncooked, long spaghetti pasta. Well, there was a whole heap of marshmallows left over. Oh my God, I ate some. I paid for it because my eyes were all scratchy, and my skin was scratchy. Excuse me, right. The pattern is I'm not a bad eater. but we tend to do that. My original pattern that I am is eating really well. And then I oopsed out and eating pink marshmallows. And I paid for it with my skin being itchy and things. So let's go to money. The pattern is that you're abundant with money. You are totally abundant. It is not the pattern that you keep on spending and you have no money left. The pattern is that maybe you're spending money on the mortgage, on rent, on food, on the car, which that then pattern is that you're self-responsible and you're doing really well. And it might be just that you need to tweak a couple of things to be in line with the pattern of you're really good with money. You are a money magnet because that's your original pattern. So we've got money, we've got food. Let's go relationships because that's another one. The pattern is I always attract people that are unkind or rude or take advantage of me or cheat on me or are parasitic or um, uh, um, ungrateful or I don't know, whatever the thing is. It's not a pattern. It's not a pattern. The majority of the people, 99.9999% of the people that come into your life, guaranteed will be amazing. But sometimes there's the one person that just goes, pushes your buttons to help you grow and evolve. But what happens in this 3D paradigm, we get triggered and we focus on that one thing instead of all the abundant, amazing other people. So you don't have a pattern of that because your original pattern, that is you, attracts all these other lovely people. Always, always, always. So now let's do weight, and I'm just doing the basic things that people seem to worry about, but really they don't really matter. Weight. Oh my gosh, I should be. Oh my gosh, now we're using that word should again. Stop, because that's just guilt inducing. Like to be X kilos, whatever it be, say 60 kilos. I want to be 60 kilos, and maybe you're 70 kilos at the moment. Okay, the pattern of you is 60 kilos. Maybe you lost weight and were 60 kilos before, and that's where you felt most comfortable. I don't know, maybe because you wore a particular outfit or something. That's your original pattern. That is you. The weight gain is not a pattern. It's just been a behavior. Now, it could be anything from cortisol overload, which a lot of people are actually in at the moment for the last couple of years. What's cortisol overload? Is just where, say, women in through perimenopause, menopause, and postmenopause, as estrogen drops, cortisol comes in and says, "Hey, I'll replace your estrogen." And so the cortisol, as it comes in, it means that women just hold the weight. They can eat a lettuce leaf, but they hold the weight, and especially in the abdominal area, at sacral area as well. So it's not a pattern. That's just something that's occurring. Maybe it is that you're forgetting to eat, because if we don't eat lots, we actually need to eat lots. I eat lots of little meals. I don't like one big meal. I'll get a carb coma and go to sleep. I like to eat lots. When we eat more, it creates weight loss because the body doesn't then go into, there's no food coming, hold on to that. So again, you're just eating a lettuce leaf. Stop. More, eat more. And there's so much beautiful food. The pattern is not that you're a pig or you're really bad or whatever. And even if you are having a bit of a junk food fix, like I ate the marshmallows, that's okay. And by the way, it wasn't just me. They were out on the kitchen bench here and everybody was helping themselves. That it wasn't a pattern. It was just a behavior. That's it. Because a normal behavior is to eat really good foods. And then the weight drops off. So we'll go back. If you have a pattern, the pattern that is you, it's actually that you're most incredible, smart, intellectual, intelligent, lovable, adorable person. That's the original pattern that you are. Because when you come in as a baby, you pop out and you go, world, this is me, look after me. You know, in your core essence of who you are. But along the way, in the 3D paradigm, we're told, oh, you've got a pattern who's sabotaging, or some modalities will say there's a pattern that's doing that. No, that's not the pattern that is you. It is a behavior. And so remember, that's my pattern, and it's just a behavior I'm doing. I can easily change the behavior. So instead of opening the door to the fridge and getting the chocolate, which I don't eat anyway because that gives me migraines, but instead of opening the door to the fridge to get a chocolate behavior, it's not a pattern, and it's late at night and I'm by myself, instead of doing that behavior, I could change the behavior and put on my shoes and open the front door, go for a walk for half an hour. Or if I've got a treadmill in the house, put on my shoes and go on the treadmill. Change the behavior. Instead of putting things in my mouth like the chocolate, then I actually go for a walk. What about if it's cold and raining and dark and miserable? All right, change the behavior. Instead of opening the fridge for a piece of chocolate, I don't have cold water, but you might open the fridge and get your bottle of water out and start drinking that. So it's still something going in your mouth, but it's water. And this is what I did when I stopped smoking. I loved smoking. You're so not allowed to say that. You did. I loved smoking. It was great. I started when I was 16. It was all about suppressing the grief in the lungs after my mum died. But and then I loved the ritual. Like you could smoke in coffee shops and restaurants, and everyone had lighter and cigarettes, and it was just like a social thing for me. And then it was the pleasure of after a meal going outside. Notice this is all behavior, going for a cigarette again, which was like integrating the nice meal. It wasn't a pattern, it was a behavior. And so when I gave up smoking, I swapped the behavior of something in here. I had a straw. I cut down a straw about the size of a cigarette and I put that in there. In my bottle of water, I also put a straw. So it was something the same sort of shape, feeling in my mouth as well. And sometimes I noticed that I even did it like a cigarette of water until I went, oh, the straw's annoying. Give me the water. And I stopped smoking. It was the behavior. And I noticed the behavior. When did I want a cigarette? Always after a meal, because that's what I used to do. Going to the coffee shop. But when I gave up smoking, I gave up coffee, chocolate, and cigarettes on the same day. So that one big behavior of coffee shop with coffee and cigarettes, no more. I couldn't go to a coffee shop. People would ask me, I say, I can't go. I cannot go. It's a behavior. I can't go. I might order a coffee and I might have a cigarette. You can't go. So for 12 months, I did not go to a coffee shop because it was a behavior. So let's go back. You have a pattern that is you. Let's focus on that for the rest of your life rather than going into the 3D paradigm of, oh my gosh, I've got a sabotaging pattern or a blocking money pattern or a blah, blah, whatever pattern. It's not real. Mr. School talked about you have a pattern that is you. And when you're out in the white desert, there's nothing there, and you have to be with yourself and me and also my Egyptian team and the rest of the group, you realize you have a pattern that's you. And it's actually very beautiful. Just like if you look at the way a rose opens up, a nautilus shell, the sacred geometry of things, the eye of a bee, honeycomb, there's a pattern. It's absolutely beautiful. That is you. Kind, considerate, loving, generous, abundant. That's your pattern. Now the stuff is just behaviors. There's a behavior like opening the fridge to the chocolate. Instead of that, open the fridge for a bowl of water. Easy. Change the behavior and just be conscious of it. Be kind, Mayan. So what we're going to do now is we're going to do some sharing of what did you get from today's masterclass, because everyone has the most amazing wisdom that I love their sharing. And if you'd like to type it, please do just put a Y at the beginning, which allows me to go, yes, Jean, share. Otherwise, if it's no, don't share, put an N which then I read at the beginning of the chat. It's like, nope, don't share. And then I won't say anything as well. So if we go to Leon, Andrew, and Lou.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, I got a little bit distracted with habits and that sort of thing. I've got two dogs that are coming to a walk with me, and of course they're off lead, so they're having a wonderful time. So it reflects on their habit, no, their behaviour. Their behaviour is stirring Rocky up, and Rocky wants to just go for a run and be free, just like them. Right. Bye.
Beautiful, 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 beautiful. And even Leona mentioning, I got distracted. That's not a pattern. That's just a behavior. And everyone gets what I call butterfly syndrome. It's like we're focusing on this. What's that? Everyone has butterfly syndrome too. Not that Leona was saying that. It was just when she said she got distracted. Well, let's go to Andrew if we can.
Hello, I hope you can hear me. I'm
We
not frozen
can.
this week.
Good morning. Good
Good
morning. Good
morning.
morning.
Yeah, I really like the distinguish. Uh, I'm just climbing the hill at the moment. I'd like the distinguishment between the pattern and the behavior because, yeah, whatever I thought was a pattern is actually a behavior that can be changed, and the blueprint of that I'm lovable and loving is the actual pattern, and it's just stopping to remind myself of that.
Yeah. Yeah. And especially as Andrew goes up a hill, and thank you very much for talking hill as well. Absolutely beautiful, really, really beautiful. I'm so grateful all of you come, and especially in the middle of winter and it's early morning and it's much nicer to snuggle in, etc., or climbing up a mountain or saying you don't want to share or whatever. It's always, always just so beautiful because guess what? It's your pattern. The pattern of you are amazing, you spoke up, you set boundaries. That's a pattern as well. So remember, if someone says to you, oh, you've got a pattern of sabotage, or you say it to yourself, or something like that, uh, delete, cancel. Nope, that's not real. The pattern that is actually you is all those amazing other things. And I, again, invite you to get curious this week on what is my actual pattern. And all the other stuff, it's a behavior. It's really quite easy to go, wait, I always go to the fridge in the middle of the night to get a chocolate, whatever. That's a behavior. All we're doing is we're satisfying the ego brain to go, shh, shh. But you can teach the ego to go, this is our pattern. That's your behavior, not me. So have the most amazing, beautiful, magical Monday and week, and so much gratitude to you all. And I look forward to connecting again next week. Bye, everyone.